Welcome to the journey of love and light. Aries, this is your general reading for the year of 2019. Prior to beginning this reading, I meditated over the cards, I shuffled the cards, and I pulled 12 cards for one for each month of the year, and four overarching energy cards for the energy of each quarter, as well as a advice card from Archangel Michael for the year of 2019. For you guys, I typically have waited. I felt, the driven to wait until the end of the reading to seek the advice card for Archangel Michael. But for you, Aries fire signs, I was driven to read this card first. So maybe this is the theme of this reading that we would need to consider. Is he's saying take time, take your time making this decision. So what I'm sensing is that there is likely a situation or a circumstance that will reveal itself in this reading that will potentially require you to weigh options in order to move forward with the decision that is for your highest good on this journey of love and light. And so that being the case, just keep that in mind as we go through this reading, that Archangel's advising you for the year of 2019 to take your time making this decision. So this decision is likely pivotal in your life. It will change the trajectory of your the course of your life, and potentially the trajectory of your life, so that if you make a decision that is in alignment with your own truth, that it will take you on an upward trajectory towards your highest vision for your life, or if you make a decision that isn't aligned with your truth and with your own interest in highest good in mind, that it could take you down a path that has many obstacles in order to reach the same destination. So let's get started with this reading. It starts out coming into the year of 2019 with the Eight of Michael. So this would be the Eight of Swords in a typical tarot deck. And it's basically saying that you may have not been seeing things clearly, towards the end of 2018, or even coming into 2019. You are feeling that you don't know which choice to make. So it comes back to this decision. This person is looking up in the sky as if they're asking for, like, what do I do? And so this card, though, the energy of this card is telling you that you can be free. You can make a courageous choice to change the situation. So basically, I think that it sounds like that perhaps one decision really just has you continuing down the same path that you've been on. No adventure, no excitement, no obstacles, to be seen for miles ahead. So you're really, really within your comfort zone. And then there's another decision that you can make that is outside your comfort zone. And so you don't necessarily want to do that because you feel like it might not be what you want to do, or you just might not have the courage right now, the bravery to make the choice. But it tells you that if you make that choice, that that you can be free. So free of the thoughts that hold you back, free of whatever situation that has kept you from moving forward, free potentially from people's opinions, whatever that looks like. But it's telling you that know that you haven't been seeing things clearly, so you need to really take your time making that decision, but when you make the courageous choice, the different choice, that you can be free. And right now you might, see the four Ariel here, which would be kind of equivalent to the Four of Pentacles in a typical deck, where a lot of times you see the king, holding all of his resources, and some people read that as being stingy, or not willing to let go of something to reap greater rewards. Not willing to make an investment, just wanting to hold on to things. Or some call it, like I said, that it's stability, that they have all of everything, all of their bases are covered, so they can have what they want. But when I read this card for the Four of Ariel, I see here that says when you give, you also receive. So being resistant to change. And then it also talks about extremes in how you save or spend money. So it could be that in the first quarter of 2019, perhaps in the February timeframe, you could be overgiving. You could, as a generous person that you are as an Aries, you may have difficulty receiving as well. So like, it's easy for you to give. You want to be generous, you always want to be generous, but you don't ever want to receive that generosity back. And I just read for Sagittarius earlier, and they also had that same almost advice and energy of reciprocation and giving and receiving. So that may be the theme for 2019 for my fire signs, that it's important for you to give and receive and stay in balance as it's related to your money, not so much hoarding your money, and then spending it all. So it's not being in extremes either. So it's making sure that you stay in balance, so that you can keep you can keep your treasure intact. If you've had some things that you've had to pay out for, or if there's been some challenges in your life, perhaps by the end of the first quarter, it says that justice will prevail. So the scales of justice are being weighed, and things are going to work out in your favor. You just can't give up, or can't like I said, you do go an extreme of your resources. Be reasonable about how you spend your money to resolve whatever situation that is being measured in terms of scales of justice. So if you're trying to win a court case, or if you're trying to buy something, or you're trying to one up somebody, or get more money, don't know that what you need to be seeking is an equal balance of give and take, not a one-sided lopsided win. But it says that the energy for the first quarter for Aries is voyage of the heart. So it says love flows through you and to you. So again, I think that kind of is in the same theme of the giving and taking, and don't give all of your resources. I always say that you need to fill yourself up first, so that you can give from the overflow. And whenever you have filled yourself up, that love is just flowing through you, and it comes back to you. So know that giving is a good thing, but you have to learn to receive it, so that you have something to give back. That's would be my advice for the first quarter of 2019. So looking into the second quarter of 2019 for my Aries fire signs, it looks to me, the Two of Raphael is the card that comes out, and that's equivalent to the Two of Cups. And it talks about two hearts being dedicated to creating something wonderful, kindred spirits, and tells you to not give up on those you love. So what I'm sensing with this card is, and it looks, there may be a relationship that needs healing. It could be even not a love relationship. It could be between a father and son, a mother and daughter, a brother and sister. Some type of healing, emotional healing, needs to come to bear around the second quarter of 2019 for Aries fire signs, but it looks like that both sides of this relationship want to find harmony and want to come like to a meeting of the minds, because both recognize that there's healing in doing so. Maybe it's a time of, somebody needs to be forgiven, but or maybe it's even if it's not, any challenges from the past that are being resolved with this relationship. This is in fact a new relationship where you have met someone that is your kindred spirit, and there is a a flame about to ignite between the two of you. You see here, like it looks like that their hands are coming together. You see where the sun's actually behind it, going down. But it's also to me, I see it as a fire about to ignite when the two of those hands come together, when that relationship becomes together. One of the things that the other, I think that both other fire signs got the Ten of Gabriel, telling you that you need to ask helpful people to lighten your load, to help you lighten your load, because you're working too hard and you're trying too hard to please other people. So that just may be an underlying theme for the fire signs for 2019. But know that. It's not your responsibility to take on everything, Aries, and don't try so hard to please everybody, because you can't please everybody. What does it say? You can't please some of the people some of the time, which you can or anyway, whatever that is. You just know that you can't please everybody, and when you're trying to please everybody, you're typically not pleasing yourself. And so if you can get people to help you, and you can stop working so many hours and lighten your load, then you are going to have some reasons to celebrate. The Three of Raphael is showing you that, hey, look, you guys are here having a good time. You have some reasons to celebrate. You have some those people that you've asked to help you, the people that you've brought in to help you, they are actually a community of people that are, family, friends, co-workers perhaps, that are coming together, and they're all you know there's going to be some good news as a result of hanging out together. You guys are going to have reasons to celebrate, marriages, new children, new job opportunities, just, general health, situations. Maybe people that are going to come out on the top end of a cancer scare, where they are totally free of any of those diseases moving forward. So the overarching energy for the second quarter of 2019 for Aries is discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth, and so basically it's saying that as an Aries, it's going to be really important for you to go in your own direction. If there's people, just because other people are going in a certain way, you can trust that if you feel driven to go in your own way, it's because that's your path. Other people have their own path, and you, Aries, have a path of your own as well. So that it comes back to you stand, here, you coming together and, either creating or resolving a relationship issue, or, creating a new relationship or resolving an old relationship issue, and asking people to come in and help you here through you asking them for help. You actually are able to demonstrate your courage and your passion for adventure to them. This group of people that you have in your life to help celebrate I guess the bounties of your findings. So as you go out and you begin to discover your own truth, you're going to see that all your needs are met. So moving into the third quarter, you have here the Queen of Ariel. This is the energy of a why, a queen that has all her needs met, that, all the abundance that she needs, and has the ability to shower love on, her whole kingdom. And, and just things are just everything around her is alive and beautiful and luxurious. And what this is saying to me is that you, Aries, are this is your energy for the third quarter of the year 2019, saying that you need to nurture yourself. See, it comes back to you needing to nurture yourself and those you love. So it's about that, again, that give and take, that justice in the situation of, it's equal scales, everything, all things being balanced, and you asking for help here in a situation so that you're actually creating a community that's learning from you and learning from your truth. And you are in a situation, to nurture yourself through those interactions as well as nurturing those that you're interacting with. And and comes back to you either giving or receiving practical and wise advice in these interactions with the resources that you have asked for help earlier in the year of 2019. So in the middle of the third quarter, we have the Epiphany card. And what it says is that you'll see joy through spiritual growth. And it's asking you to be a light to others, and the answers for you will come through meditation. And what's interesting about this is as soon as I saw that this talked about spiritual growth, I saw this card. And when I pulled this card earlier for this energy of the third quarter, it talked about being protected by angels, and that you are cherished by the angels. This reminded me of the fact that whomever would get this energy, that they would it would be required for them to know and trust that angels do exist in their life. And I think that perhaps even to at the point that you're listening at this reading, if it's early in the year, you might not even believe that angels exist in your life, but at some point in the third quarter, you do have an epiphany through your own spiritual growth, to know that you are protected by the angels, and that is allowing you to become the light to others, as it said, talks about here, as you standing in the truth of your light. This epiphany is allowing you to be the light to others in your life, showing them the way to their own truth. And the third quarter ends up with the Two of Gabriel, telling you that it's time for you to make some bold and ambitious choices. But if you do that, there are great great progress is possible. And you, as an Aries fire sign, you want to see motion and action. But these people that you are engaged with throughout the year of 2019, there's going to be important relationships that emerge from those interactions, because these are going to be people who share your vision. They're going to be your tribe. They're going to be people that are going to be able to help you, and people that are going to be able to understand and support you as you need to be supported, so that you don't have to take on everything yourself. And in that happening, what you'll see in the fourth quarter of 2019 is almost a complete transformation. This transformation, a fresh new way of living is emerging. So in the fourth quarter, things are really changing for you, and that's also supported by this card here, the Six of Gabriel, and it says, congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. And it's telling you that by the end of the year, as a result of this transformation, or to support this transformation, that it's going to be time for you to move on to the next step, the next phase in your journey of love and light. And that could be through receiving a promotion, or advancing your business, or receiving some sort of award or scholarship for your education, or for some contribution you've made to society or your community. But but that's going to be some fast moving energy coming in at the end of the year. So it's going to likely be really exciting during that time of complete transformation, where this whole fresh new way of living is going to emerge. And what's going to be great about it is the Queen of Michael comes in the fourth quarter too, saying that I believe this is your energy, Aries. Even though you are a fire sign versus an air sign, this is typically an air sign, which would be demonstrated through the sign of the swords. But because in this deck it doesn't come across in that way at all. I think that this is your energy, Aries, and it's telling you that you know exactly what to do. So whatever it is, like now, you've come through this change. You are, trusting that you are protected, and that you have this connection with the universe, and you are creating these relationships that are going to help you see your ship coming in, which that's what's happening behind you here as you're having the celebration. Your ship's about to come in for you. The Queen of Michael says that you are brilliant, and you are insightful, and you know exactly what you need to do next. So all of this experience, it has helped you get to this time in your life where at the end of the year you're going to be focusing more on your career than it is your relationships, because that's the Queen of Michael energy is to being more in that space, more in your logical mindset versus your emotional mindset. And it looks like though that it's creating abundance in your life through all these vases of roses that you see here. And you end the year out with the Five of Ariel, which is it's probably when you're going through such significant change, the transformation from I look at it as the phoenix coming out of the ashes for this energy for the quarter, and really emerging into something new as a result of that change. Sometimes that change can be a little troubling, and this Five of Ariel says that the change, you don't have to go through any of this change alone. So you don't have to feel out in the cold. You don't have to feel that you're alone in this situation, that there's help nearby. These trusted relationships that you create, and these people that you come together to celebrate, that come to you, come with you for assistance, they're there to help you. So don't have negative thoughts about this transformation. This is exactly the transformation that you need. Because you have to remember that if you continue to think negatively, that negative thoughts are self-fulfilling prophecies. So think positive thoughts so that you create the positive in your life. And again, remember that Archangel Michael, his advice is to take time making this decision. Once you have had the time to, don't rush into it, which is a typical desire from a fire sign. Just burn right into it. Let it go to a slow burn, and you take your time making that decision. And once you've made that decision, you'll know that it's the right one, and that you are protected down this new path. Even though it feels like that it is completely different from your current situation or your current life, it is, because you're going to be you have to make a transformation in order to get whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, and that's going to require some changes in your life. But know that you have the experience and the wisdom to accomplish those things, and it is time to move on. And you will be able to create whatever abundance that you want in your life. You won't be left out in the cold. There's going to always be people nearby to help you. So if this reading